블록체인의 모든 것. 소설앱. And some people are concerned about Fcoin as affecting crypto ecosystem in a various ways. So, do you have any opinion about that?
Okay, yeah. So I do have no opinion about it. I think Fcoin, they're very creative in the sense that it's a new model. I think the model itself is okay, actually. So I think you can do it properly. But if you look at, I answered this question on Chinese media before in Chinese, so I'll answer it again in English. I really hate to do any advertising for them because anything I see will be broadcasted. But I think if you look at the model, there are some fundamental flaws. I think for a business model, for a model to be sustainable, you got to look at the long term. So if you look at the long term, let's assume all the mining is complete. There's no incentives for mining. Then people will not pay a high fee because they charge 0.1%. Even though our published fee is 0.1%, but in reality, if you use BNB to pay, and then if you have a referral discount, you really only pay 0.03%. So which is quite a bit cheaper, more than 3 times cheaper. So who would pay three times more on an exchange just so that the commission fees can be spread into other people? So then, nobody will trade. If nobody trades, the actual money to be spread will be very low. And then there will be no incentive to hold the platform coin. And what will end up happening is people will sell those coins and the price will drop. It's a vicious cycle. There's a couple strategies to say, okay, we can mitigate that. They can lower the fee. But then, we have seen many different fee models, right? You can charge 0.1%, 0.03%. We have seen zero fee exchanges. Many of the Chinese exchanges were zero fee for a long time. And we have seen maker-taker, where I pay you to trade. In fact, some NASDAQ still uses this. So we've seen various different fee models, but I think this model doesn't, long term, it cannot sustain, and the price will crumble. So if the long term it cannot sustain, now the price will fall. And even just looking at the ICO or even the mining time frame, I think they calculated maybe a few weeks. The economics doesn't work because let's say you collect 100 BTC in commission fees, just for easy of calculation, right? So now you give the 100 BTC to people dividends. So the platform have no income. What the platform does is they issue the platform token 100% value, equal value into the traders. So as a compensation. So now 100% of value has been sold or issued. And then they release another 20% as a referral fee. So now they're releasing 120%. They also release another 100% to the team, which will be unlocked, which will be coming to circulation. So now with 100 BTC they're releasing 220% of the equivalent value in platform coins. Given this supply and demand, 220% supply, 100% demand, guess where the price will go? It will just keep going down. And when the price goes down, it becomes a vicious cycle. So when they first came up with this thing, it's very popular in China because they were marketed really well. The way it was wrapped or packaged was really clever. So 100% dividends. So people like that. People like to hold the coin to get dividends. 100% fee return based on the platform coin, and they also have some other concept, the community-driven no listing fees, etc. But this is all, and also the referral fee. But this is all a way to give you platform coins, which actually have zero cost, right? So for the platform, it actually has zero cost. You're changing your BTC into the platform coin. The only difference from the ICO, this is variable pricing. The price changes all the time.
Yes.
So initially, when the supply is low, it's a kind of a new concept. Everybody rushed in and they kind of created a spike. But now, since then, it's always dropping. So anybody who have not sold are high risk. So now it's a race to see who sells faster. So the only way it will work is to get more users to buy this later on. So it becomes kind of a Ponzi scheme, pyramid selling. So I don't think it will last. I explained this concept maybe 3-4 days ago in China, in the Chinese media, and then the next day they stopped the trade mining. So Fcoin stopped trade mining. So I think people didn't think about this sort of logics or the calculations. Once you think through that, it actually doesn't work. But now they're selling a new insurance coin. So they're selling multiple coins issued by one team. I really don't like it. I like one team to do one thing well. After you do one thing well, then you do the second thing. So I really hate to. So this is why for listing, if that team has multiple coins, we never list any coin from that team because it's too complicated. One team, one coin. So that's kind of what we like. So I unfortunately don't think the model will last. There's many people who copy them, and you can see the coin price from the day list. It just keeps dropping. So I think just straight ICOs, just sell your coin at a fixed price to a fixed number. That's much simpler. So I like simple models.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Many people in Korea are using Binance, right? So do you have any plan to enter Korean market?
So I think Korea is a very important market. I really want to go there. But for me, it's a tough market.
Why?
Because I think I don't speak Korean.
Oh.
I
can speak Chinese too and no English actually.
Yeah. So, but for me, if a CEO for me, when I read a Korean news, I have to use Google Translate. So it's kind of hard for me to understand the details of the culture.
Yes.
So it's a more difficult market for me personally. But it is a very active market. I think it has 100% penetration. So it's a very important market for us. So I'm looking for partners in Korea to work together with us. So I want to have a local partner who have a bank account and the virtual bank account, the proper bank account. And if they are open to working with us, then I think the partnership will probably work better. So we are in discussions with some people. It's still early stage, but I think Korea is a very, very important market for us. We also have 2 team members in Korea. They speak fluent Korean. So I'm learning from them. So hopefully, I think hopefully soon we can announce our Korean plans. But I think it's probably going to be next year, probably not 2018.
Okay, very good. I hope. Can you speak Korean a little bit?
안녕하세요.
Oh, good, very good. 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. Okay, BNB ICO was the beginning of the exchange issuing its own token, right?
Right.
So how did you come up with this idea?
Actually, to me, before BNB, I think more of the ICO coins were related to blockchain. Chain, you develop a new blockchain, and it's all decentralized projects. But I thought ICO is just a good way to raise money. Right, so we're very simple that we give you we issue a token and we make a promise that we will do certain things. We work hard for a project and we raise money. So if the project happens to be a blockchain, that's great. But even for a centralized platform, if people believe we will deliver on our promise, or at least we will try, I think that concept works. So for me, it wasn't that hard. It just made sense to me. But many of my friends when I first talked to, they said, well, it doesn't make sense. But I said, well, there's a central point of trust. So they still need to trust the team.
Yes, trust.
But I think for any ICO project, you have to trust the team will work hard. If you don't believe that, you will never invest. So I think the concept for me was quite straightforward. So I think I discussed it with my team and we kind of polished it a little bit. So the team together came up with this idea. Many people questioned it at the beginning, but now everyone's copying us, which is good.
Oh yes, it was very good.
This year, I think I want to have 3 to 5 fiat exchanges running in different parts of the world. We want it to be spread out. Longer term, I just want to help spread the freedom of crypto.